All right, it's Bill here. Here's my thoughts on a 3-1 Leaf win over the Seattle Kraken. Now, I was going to do the video right after the game, but the game ended at 1 o'clock. I think they were going to do another goal review. Look at this mug. This mug needs some sleep. It's now what I hear when you're supposed to sleep. You're supposed to get your beauty sleep, which then makes you beautiful. I keep going to bed. I keep having to sleep, and I keep waking up to this mug. So I'm going to call BS on that. This beauty sleep concept. I should have probably done the video right after the game. I woke up. I don't look any better. Anyways, it was a tough overall. The game was kind of a boring game, to be honest. But there was a couple great things in the game. Anthony Stolarz, welcome back, sir. Anthony Stolarz is this is crazy to me. When I'm watching the game, I know you guys think I'm all upset all the time. You should really see me when I'm upset, but the goaltending that the Leafs have is the best we've had in a long, long time. We've had the Curtis Joseph, but then he would have like Glenn Healy, the guy who the puck would knock him into the net as our backup. We had Eddie Belfour for a bit, but again, single goalie. You had Potvin. You could argue Potvin and Rhodes is closest. Or Potvin and Pupa. That was pretty good. Potvin and Pupa was pretty good. But like we've had Reagan and Bester, and then we had to go through Bernier and Andrew Raycroft and Toskala and John Sebastian Jaguar, and we just went through all the John Sebastian Aubin. The Leafs have never had goaltending like this. This is craziness. Stolarz was your first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth star tonight. Now, I didn't think he got a lot of work in that first period, but there was one where he had 3 shots in a row. That was crazy. But at the end of the game, he just made some beautiful saves. It is fantastic to not have to worry that a stupid shot is going to go in. If you take a look at the playoffs that the Leafs deal with, you were guaranteed to have Freddie Anderson let in a bad one. You're guaranteed to let him bad one. Jack Campbell, while I liked him and I thought he played decently with the Leafs, just gave up the bad goal at the bad time. I don't have that feeling with these guys. They keep saying, well, they haven't played that many games. They're a tandem. They're going to split the games going down the... Okay, we've seen Joseph Woll in the playoffs. The man can play hockey. He's great in the playoffs unless he gets hurt. And now if he gets hurt, we don't have to throw Bernier back in. Now we got Stolarz right behind him. That puts a smile on my face. You'd be surprised. I've got a smile on my face watching this goaltending. Anyways, get into the game. We'll talk with Philip Myers. Philip Myers scores his first goal since, I think, 2022, although he hasn't even played too many games, so it's not that bad. It's not like a Ryan Reaves, which I don't have to do the report tonight. Smile on my face again. Thank goodness that man is not on the ice. Philip Myers reminds me of my daughter. Daughter's tall. My daughter's nearly 6 foot. And she was nearly 6 foot at a very young age. So, okay, throw her in the basketball camp. Let's see how that works out. And my daughter did the basketball skills stuff, and then they would have a scrimmage. And I will tell you, my daughter did not pass up a chance to take a shot. She was not afraid to take a shot at all. That shot could be from 2 feet or from 50 feet. She's letting it rip. She got the ball. I'm firing it at the net. I'm firing it at the basket. She was the anti-mini Domi. Just like Philip Myers is the anti-mini Domi. You got a shot, shoot it. What's that saying? Gretzky said you can't score a goal if you don't take a shot or something stupid like that. Shoot the puck. Now, in this case, very close to my daughter's percentage, he took a shot with there wasn't really a screen. There wasn't a Leaf anywhere near in front of the net, but there was, what was his name? I can't believe I can't remember his name. He's a high draft pick. All of a sudden, his name eludes me. I will get his name. Bernier's. He tips it in right off his shin pad. Boom, past Joey Decord, who's not a bad goalie. And you got a 1-0 lead. So Philip Myers, his shooting percentage is like my shooting percentage at double 10 in darts. I hate double 10. I detest double 10. I never hit double 10. And when I do, I want to take a picture. We should take a picture. Philip Myers, first goal since 2022. And the game is 1-0. And then I'm going to get into a couple things here. Okay, so there's a couple penalties at the end of the game. One, Brandon Montour got hit with his own stick, and then Matthews got a high stick. And then there was a really chancy call on Max Pacioretty, in my opinion, right near the end of the game. Of course, the game, we know how the only worst referees are in the NFL. Like, the NFL is a joke, right? But I'm still waiting for Des Bryant's ball to hit the ball or hit the ground. You just let me know when that happens against Green Bay, and then you can just tell me when Kansas City's ball hit the ball against Buffalo or hit the ground. I don't even. This I'm going into a different sport, but like, the referees are terrible in the NFL. They're absolutely disgusting. It's so bad that you could make a good argument that it's rigged. And unfortunately, this weekend. First of all, I'm a Cowboys fan, so you can imagine what I think about the Eagles being in the Super Bowl. And yeah, you had to have that untalented pop star in there too. So, anyways, the refs were not. There were two bad calls in the Leafs, but I want to point out something to Leaf fans. There was a penalty. I think it was Mitchell Stevens got the penalty for Seattle in the first period. Yeah. Pontus Holmberg, that's diving. I'm sorry, Pontus Holmberg falls down and dives a lot. Now, you can it's good to have that. We had the bunting, right? The bunting, and then all of a sudden Bunting doesn't get the calls. I'm telling you, Pontus Holmberg doing this diving all over the place, I don't like it. It gives us a power play, whatever, but it was a dive. So take the last two penalties that Seattle got, call it even Mitchell Stevens. Oh, there you go. And there's your penalties. But anyways, on another one, there's a cross-check. Weird one. Riley stood up, and they both kind of raised their sticks, but obviously Morgan Riley got cut from Chandler Stevenson, and they went on the power play. Now, for you folks that, chirped me in the last one, where you got your little comments, I'm going to give you some proof, okay? So proof. Go to 1:47, 1 minute. I'm telling you the exact time. 1 minute and 47 seconds left in that first period. Watch. And you tell me that Johnny T. Just watch. This is what I don't like about our power play coming into the zone. You do the same play all the time. You hand it to the same man, and the puck leaves. Now, Bill, the power play is great. You want to know why? Because Johnny T wasn't there for a while. And the second part is they learned not to give it to him, and they actually changed it up. Thanks. Stop going to the boards with him. If you want to do that play on the boards, let Johnny T do what he can do. Go to the front of the net and bang home stuff and tip home stuff and go to the backhand like he did against Calgary. Let him do that stuff. Don't let him touch the puck when you're trying to enter the zone. You will be way more successful. In this case, it was a horrible first part of the power play, but then they put the second line on. And by the way, they didn't go to Johnny T on the half boards. And ripped around Morgan Riley pass shot to the net, and Bobby McMahon, 3 goals in a row. Western trip. That's a Western trip, Bobby McMahon. And it's 2-0. I thought the Leafs played good. There was that one little sequence where Stolarz had to stand on his head, but it was 2-0. Felt pretty good. And then the second period, man, that was boring hockey. Boring. I get it. This is the way they're supposed to play, but and it's going to be successful, okay. But for a guy who's up at 12 o'clock at night and's got to get up in the morning, I could have had a little bit more. But then there was the one shift. Simon Benoit stays on the ice for 2.5 minutes and then gets into a fight. By the way, hey, Ryan Reeves, how you doing? He was on the ice more than you actually play in an entire game, and he still fought at the end of the shift. But it was you could tell Benoit fighting, and he's like, oh, crap, I've been on the ice for 2.5 minutes. I'm tired. That man probably took a lot of big breaths sitting in that in the penalty box. But, yeah, and then we'll get into the Matthew Nice goal. So, again, I'm going to go back to the penalties. I'm trying to figure this one out. So, first of all, how the Leafs got that goal called. So, the goal goes in. I saw Matthew Nyes acting all sheepish. You're like, oh no. Oh no. So I thought at first someone else tipped. I think it was Domi at that. I forget who else was in that spot. But I thought they might have tipped it in. And so he's just reacting because he didn't score the goal. And then he's sending out McCabe to go first on the line, and you're like, oh no. Then you see the replay, and that to me was the most obvious high stick. Considering Johnny Tay had one called back that was just over the crossbar, I thought for sure this goal is being called back. Okay, so it's 2-0, and it's still good. And all of a sudden they go, goal. I shake my head. What? Did I watch that replay? So I kind of went into some mathematical dimensions here. You know, I'm a math guy. I like math, okay? The net is 48 inches high. 48 inches high. The crossbar is got a width of 2 inches. So the rule is, if your stick's over the crossbar, so if your stick is like at the 50.1 inch point, that's a high stick. Okay? Matthew Nyes' height. This is not with skates on. This is his height. This is not with skates on. So skates going to put you up another, 3 inches? I don't know. He's 75 inches tall. And his stick, when he made contact with the stick, it was definitely above his shoulders. So let's take the 3 inches for the skates and take the 3 inches for his noggin. I'm probably way off on that. But needless to say that stick had to have been over 50 inches above the ice when he made contact with that. And it was a goal. So I thought, I got to look at the referees. There's no way it could be Wes. My sister's married to David Frost Macaulay doing this game. That would have gone the different way. And then he would have gone, no goal for the Leafs because my sister's married to David Frost and our coach for the Toronto Maple Leafs testified against him in court. No go. By the way, that's the most ridiculous thing that you still have that happen. Devils fans, do you get Wes Macaulay as your friggin' referee? Talk about conflict of interest. Who were the refs tonight? Carter Sandlack, related to Jimmy. And Kyle Raymond. Well, I can tell you, I knew right away it wasn't no Wes Macaulay doing this game with that goal being called. And Dan Billsmith didn't lose his ever-loving mind. So I'm sitting there going, what? Imagine Seattle scored that goal on the Leafs. Could you imagine Chief Craig Strongbow's reaction? Could you imagine what the Leafs fans' reaction would be? So because Brandon Montour hit himself in the face with a high stick and Matthews got the call, I'll live for it if you give me that goal. Wow. And then Stolarz robs Montour. That was a good little scene, little wink and a laugh. Great save, but finally Ilya Tolovin scored. It looked like it was a little bit deflection. 3-1, but Stolarz, first star, second star, third star. It is great to be a Leaf fan at this point. To have goaltending like this. I don't know about the other team fans. I can tell you the Leafs have this is I'm going to watch the game on Saturday. I don't care which goalie's in the net because they're both dynamite. This is great. This never happens as a Leaf fan. So smile on my face. See positive. Did I torch the team? Yeah, I torched a little bit of the team. A couple players. A couple things also. I didn't really enjoy the Johnny T, Willie Nylander and Marner line. Yeah, they were on. They were on for the Philip Myers goal. But that's a lot of, there's two good players on that line. I don't see Nylander and Marner working well together. Yeah, okay. You're going to get some spectacular plays, but we're talking, I don't get it. And then I didn't like Mini Domi's game at all. Didn't like it at all. But I like the thought process. I think Marner should play with Matthews. They can dial it up on a power play. That's fine. I like Nylander with Matthews, and I like Marner with Tavares. And then you put Nyes on one line, and you put McMahon on the other one, and let it roll. Then you got two good lines. So at least last night, you didn't have a dominant one line, and then you were hoping for the best on the last two, or on the last three. You had two lines that could, even though they didn't really do a great job. But I like the thought process of trying something out. So good. In terms of defense, again, what was Riley's night? He didn't. His 2 games in a row where I didn't think, wow. He made a horrible. There was one play that I yelled at him pretty good. I'm like, really? Morgan Riley's night. Again, man don't hit. Man doesn't hit. So he had 3 shots on goal, 1 assist. Yeah, he's even par. So he played a good 72 round, a par 72, with no hits. Like, how do you not throw a hit in 21 minutes and 35 seconds as a defenseman? Well, I can see Johnny Tavares didn't throw a hit, but okay, he's a forward. Actually, there was hardly any hits. That's probably why I was bored in this game. What were the hits? 1, 4, 6, 9, 10. There were only 14 hits by the Leafs. Well, no wonder I thought it was a little bit boring. Anyways, they play Vancouver on Saturday. What time does that game start? Just wondering. Just wondering for my Ottawa and Montreal fans out there. If you're an Ottawa Montreal fan, why do you watch this channel? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Who does Montreal play this weekend? Montreal. The Devils on Saturday night. Okay. Ottawa, the Senators, play the Florida Panthers on Saturday night. And guess what? The Toronto Maple Leafs and Vancouver Canucks are going to play at the exact same time. You want to know why? Any thoughts on why? Oh, could it be that ratings? So Sportsnet likes to get ratings so that they get more money? And guess who doesn't give Sportsnet any money? You got it. Your Montreal Canadiens and your Ottawa Senators get you nothing. So Vancouver has to play a game at 4 in the afternoon so that Sportsnet can get some ratings. You call yourself real teams. Okay. Cheers.